relationships with people. And I had to learn a lot because I grew up as a person who had more of like the orphan spirit. I was more of that person who had abandonment issues, right? So my relationships were different because I will always see it as like, oh, I want the person to like me, but it's not like on the front of my mind. It's not in my conscious mind, that I'm thinking that. It's the subconscious mind that's running the show. So the subconscious mind is really saying like, I want you to like me because I don't like me. I don't feel worthy. I don't feel good enough. So that's the programming that's running in my subconscious mind. But my conscious mind is like acting like everything's all good. Like, oh, I'm really healthy in relationships. I know relationships. I feel really weird. I feel very, like sometimes people don't really care about me like they say they do. And a lot of times I was getting confused with friendships with people who say they're really my friend and then they act differently, like not like a friend. And I had to learn that because first, I was a highly sensitive person. Second of all, very green and just like thinking the best in everyone. And very forgiving person, especially when people did some of the most shadiest things. And I would just forgive them and say, it's okay, it's all right. Everybody makes mistakes, and easily forgive. And I saw that people admired that about me, but there was something that I didn't like about myself because I wanted to have better boundaries, to set those boundaries, say, no, like you don't deserve my friendship. You don't deserve me being in your life, period. But I didn't have that in me. And instead I would just shame myself and make myself feel bad for being that way. And it's like, why were you so vulnerable? Why did you allow this to happen, Marisol? It's your fault. They walked over you because you caused this. It's your fault, So that's the programming that was in my mind, that now I had to learn relationships, like how to deal with people. And this was all a part of my environment, from the knowledge of renewing my mind to what I put in my body, now to the people I'm in relationship with. And that's whether it's family, friends, or people that wanted to have relationships, like personal relationships, love interest, things like that. So it was very important for me to start learning how to set boundaries and respecting myself, loving myself, and knowing how to communicate when something didn't feel right to me. And granted, not everybody's going to be ready to receive what you have to say. Even if you have grown in that space and you want to have those conversations, you have to be aware that other people may not want to, and they have not grown in that area to be able to sit down and have an emotionally intelligent conversation with you, because they're not aware of their own self and they're not aware of how they can self-manage. And so if you got to that place and that other person didn't get to that place, you just have to utilize your skills and the things that you learned and have patience with others and not let that provoke you to go backwards, and think less of yourself and want to, be confrontational in a bad way or any of that with the relationships that you have around you. So it's really being mindful when you're creating your environment. You want to create relationships with people that it feels good to be around them, because it's like you're pouring into them, they're pouring into you. It's like this relationship where we're both getting fed and nourished in our relationship. It's not like a one-sided relationship where someone's just taking from you and pulling from you and just treating you like trash. But you have to be more aware of yourself, because nobody could ever do that to you if you knew who you were, if you understood who you were, and you had emotional intelligence for yourself. So you can't use that excuse like, oh, they took advantage of me. You have to now be accountable for yourself and not make excuses what people did to you, but what you have to learn how to do for yourself, right? So I had to learn that. And it was easy for me to be in that place of abandonment issues and say, everybody hates me, or nobody really likes me, and boo-hoo me. Like, something is happening to me, but realizing that it's all about stepping up and being responsible for yourself in any of those situations, because any of those situations you could have set boundaries. You could have said no. You could have walked away. You could have never engaged in the first place because you would have known the signs of an abusive person or someone who was narcissistic or anything that could have been on the opposite side of what you were expecting. It's just learning those skills to identify certain things and behaviors in people so that you don't put yourself in situations that are not conducive for you. So that's another way to create your environment, is to develop great relationships with people, whether it's friendships or mentors or people that you just trust that you could talk to.